All right, welcome to the third episode of breaking down designs on Dribble. We're gonna do it differently because we found a cool thing we can start doing yesterday. It's basically we're gonna take a design and then I'm gonna start sketching on it to kind of show like how I would break it down as a web developer. So we're just gonna like, for instance, we'll grab this one because it's a pretty cool design. We'll grab the snip tool, snip snip. I'm gonna snip it out. Bada bing, and here we go. So this is obviously just a hero image, right? But obviously there's some really cool elements coming on. We can talk about them and kind of see how I would break this down. So first off, we have the header, right? Boom. So we give ourselves a nice big container. And then this would end up being, you see how like it's part of you wants to go like this, right? And this would actually work in some instances. Yeah, that's what I would do. So I would do a one big container up here. This would be a flex container, flex. We would have some padding here. Padding, we put some padding here. Sorry, this music's a little tough. And then what we would do is do flex space between, which would give us, it basically puts equal amounts of, it pushes things as far to the left as they can go, as far to the right as they can go, and then basically equally distributes the space in between them. So the design shows that like if this space right here is a little bit different than this space, then in actual they would actually be they'd be equal distance in development, but that's how I built out the header. So again, standard header. Pretty simple stuff. Now let's dive into the rest of this because obviously there's a lot of floating elements around here. Maybe grab blue instead. Maybe we can grab green, blue. I don't know. Let's grab blue. So there's a lot of floating elements here. We can first kind of start off this, I would say. I think I see where a line could be made. But then that breaks into some things. So let's actually just imagine this as, let's imagine this as two containers. So we have container number one right here, and then container number two down here. Now let's just imagine it goes right here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just didn't draw that right. There's like a line right through these two, right? Let's just pretend it's not cutting into the coffee. That's what we'll do. Let's focus on the top one. So this is obviously the text, right? So we have a text here, and we have this text here. These are going to be text boxes. This has to kind of be its own box because I'm assuming these are going to be different elements. So this will be text. And you want all the text to not be images. So like you could just drop this in as like a PNG, you know what I mean? And like make it clickable, but then the text wouldn't be like SEO. I mean, it wouldn't be good for SEO because SEO wouldn't pick it up, but also SEO kind of does pick it up now because Google's smart. So Google's really smart. So if you have text in images, they can actually like read it. You know what I'm saying? But either way, but then this could be like this. You see like an icon. The question would be like, is this an icon and this is text, or is this just an image? I don't know. Okay, so then we have this box down here too. Again, we'd want this to be text, and we'd want these. This would probably be just one image with all these in it, but you could also break it up as individual images, overlap them, and then even do like an animation. You like have them kind of like scroll in, which would be a lot. Now let's look at these other elements. Let's grab a different color, green. Look at some of these floating image elements because some of them I think need to be image boxes, like for instance this coffee, due to the fact that it's positioned right in this little nook, and as the screen size changes we'll want to keep that correct in that spot. So this would have to be an image block. I think that might be it. Yeah, I think that would be an image block, and then I think this entire piece, I mean, we could do individual image blocks and just absolutely position everything, but this entire piece, so this guy, maybe this guy, he can be standalone. This guy, these little dots, dot, 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 that can be exported as one big image, and background image, and then we can drop it as the background to this container. So then the background images will be these. And that's how I'd probably go about doing that. For this, let's think of like how I would style the container though. So this is obviously, because you see how it's left aligned. So left aligned means it has to have a container here, or else if the container it was started over here. Let me get rid of some of these green for now. So if the container, you see how this is left aligned? If this container, let's say I want to make this full width, if I left aligned it, it would be over here. So it has to have an inner container like this. We could have a flex box right here. We'll call it, honestly, we could do a flex box column. We could center everything in the flex box so everything's centered. And out the box, that would look like, let's say this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Things would actually be stacked like this, right? So this is how things would look. So 1 would be here, 2 would be there, and 3 would be there. It'd be a centered, aligned column. And then what we would do is we would absolutely position 2, and we would absolutely position 3, which would then shoot them up over here into the left corner, and then we could do down, down, right, and we could push this over here and push that over there. That's exactly what we would do. And so this center would be aligned, left, 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 perfect. That's exactly what we would do. And then obviously we would just have to do media queries for mobile and responsiveness, because when you create absolutely positioned elements, when you change screen sizes, they don't like to stay in the same place. And then the bottom one, kind of the same thing. Again, we're imagining this doesn't overlap, so the div is cut right through here. We take these, we can make those background images on this container. Same thing here, we can center this and then left align text inside. And then this would just, and then that would just be, this would just be an absolutely positioned image shot to the right. And then this, see this is like a little one. This would also be an absolutely positioned image / text box. And then a lot of these can be, this can be a flex row inside here, and then this can be middle justify items type thing. But yeah, that is how we would break that down. That's exactly what I would do. Cool design. I like it. Premium coffee. I love floating images like this where there's no background and it looks like 3D on the scene. I love that. I love the serif fonts, round buttons. I don't like how, like, what I don't like is that the button is round and then there's no border radius on the images. You know what I mean? Like if you're going for a round look, like maybe round the corners, you know, keep the roundness. But if you're going for, which is probably would be really good too, because coffee beans are round. So you got this round, then you got round, and then if you rounded the corners, it could be like just like, and then round cups, like it would add an element to it. Yeah. Okay. So that's coffee. Cool. Let's do one more. Let's see what we can find. How long is it? 8 minutes? Yeah, let's do one more. Let's filter by something. I don't know. Give me something this past week. What's popping off out here? Yeah. Oh, you want to do this one? I don't want to do one. I mean, this one's just, you see how much easier, like, maybe I can just, let me show you. Not save image. Let me show you like how one design can be so much easier for a developer than another design. So y'all saw what we just did, right? Let me chop this up. So imagine this design. This design looks good, looks clean, looks simple, right? If you saw this and the other one, you'd be like, oh, you know, quality of designs are probably at a similar level or compared to the other one, right? I would say so. It looks clean, it looks nice, it looks simple. The other one clean, nice, simple. Cool elements. Maybe a little more minimalistic, I'd say, but a good design, right? You wouldn't say this is a bad design. Look at this. Let's go for blue. Yeah, so first off, this is literally just one container with an image in it, right? So this whole thing would be one image. That's it. That's done. This section would literally be one image, one container with an image with text, buttons. That's done. This same thing would literally just be one box with an image. That's done. This, you see how this would actually be text. So this would be two text boxes, text box with two floating images. So like absolutely positioned images. And then you could do like some cool animations on scroll, but that's literally it. These ones, again, one container for the container. You would do a background gradient on the entire container. So you have that gradient, text, and then hopefully just a transparent PNG image. And then the only hard part here would be that overflow. You see how it's like cutting off the bottom, but that's not even that hard because you just transition this down a little bit out of its supposed to be place, which at first would make it overlap like this. You'd see it, but then you just overflow hidden on the container, and then that disappears. And then that's it. And then it's basically the exact same thing, just repeat. So you see how much simpler a design can be for a developer compared to other designs? Isn't that crazy? But yeah, that's a good one. All right, guys, that was design analysis number 3. I like this breakdown, how we kind of like break down design as a dev, because it gets me just, thinking about different designs. And that way when I come across designs that are presented to me in the future, like I'll be able to be like, oh yeah, I already thought about this problem before. Word. Anyways, peace. Thanks for watching.